and welcome back to another episode of Michigan Pathways. So before we get started, just want to remind everybody that I did reach out to UGQ, and we still have a active promo code over there. So if you're looking for a quilt or anything over at UGQ, and I'm definitely looking at an underquilt. I just recently got a hammock, so I'll be definitely looking at getting an underquilt. But if you go over there, you still can get the discount. So it's My Pathways 10. That's 10% off. And that way you guys can pick up some really cool gear over there, and make sure you say John said hi. So also, True North Expedition. Still, they've got a lot of great trips. I believe a couple new ones just came up. I think Isle Royale just came up. Or that one might be gone. I'm not really sure. So, look through my notes here. Head on over to TrueNorthExpedition.com, and you can definitely find out some really great trips if you're a beginner. They have beginner boot camps and they have advanced boot camps. These are really good at finding other people that are kind of like you, that are new, and you're kind of going through the same thing. So you definitely have got some, chances to meet up with other people and do some exploring with some great people over there. Also, head on over to Spotify, Super Yooper Podcast, following that Michigan gal and her buddy, and bring up a lot of great little subjects, not all about the outdoors and such like that, but they have a lot of great talks and such like that, and definitely one that you would want to stick around for. So head on over there to Super Yooper Podcast, and we're on to today's show. So I was out walking around a couple days ago, and I was thinking, you know what? Let's go back. Let's go back to the very first show. And at that time, it was Backpacker's First Steps. And I had the advice of keeping everything under Michigan Pathways. So if you ever go back to the very first one, it'll be a test. I was just going through a lot of different setups and such like that, and names, and Michigan Pathways just kind of sounds a little bit better. But 5 tips for you beginners. So first one, take your experience and your fitness levels into factor when you start getting out on the trail. So what I mean by that is, if you've never been out, and we all know ourselves. I know that I can't go a long period of time. I can do about 11, 12 miles a day. Okay. First time around, I was barely lucky to get in 8, 9 miles. So that was really pushing it. But then again, I was doing 50 miles my first time out. That was crazy. 50 miles now, it's not a bad day. You can kind of get through that in a couple days, and you can definitely have a little bit of fun. But wandering off track here. So stay with what you know. If you don't know, look around. There's a lot of great places like the North Country Trail community page, our page, Michigan Pathways, Michigan Hikers, which is a private page, but if you're asked and you're vetted well, then you can come on in, and you've got a lot of great people there. So start off small and work your way up. Starting small is the best way. I always like and prefer, and I always tell people, the Manistee Trail. A lot of people are saying, are you crazy? The North Country side is a little bit, that is rough. But to me, it was a great experience, and I go back to it all the time. If I get a chance to go out for a weekend, Manistee is it. So that's definitely one. Also, go where you know. Don't wander out of state to another place unless you've been there before and you're kind of, not familiar with the terrain and what it's going to be like. Number 2, plan your meals to what you like. Don't bring out stuff, people, to experiment. I found this out quite a bit when I was just starting out too as well. So take your spaghettis or your whatever you like out on the trail, and then do the experimenting at home. That way you're not going to bed hungry and such like that. Number 3, planning ahead will give you great success. So starting off, make sure you got a good map of where you're going. As I said before, the North Country Trail has a lot of great maps of the state of Michigan covering the North Country Trail. So if you wanted to find a small section, a in and out or a loop area, definitely that's one that you can download. You can go through the Avenza app as well. I carry both of them on my phone. And then also you can print them off. And then what I do is I look for my water sources. So when you're going along and you're looking at your water sources where where the trail crosses over, these are areas that you can use as goals to rehydrate. So that way you're not carrying a lot of water with you and you can rehydrate along the way. I always carry at least 2 liters of water with me, no matter what. It could be a short in and out kind of thing, but I still carry 2 liters on the side, and then I carry at least a 16 ounce on my chest because you just never know when you're going to need water. And I use my water like everybody else. I use it for cooking. So if I'm going to stop for an afternoon snack or something like that, or I want to cook something up, I've got water and I'm not looking for it. I got it ready to go. Number 4, communication. Let somebody know where you're going. I always print out 2 maps, one for my wife and then one for myself. So I kind of try to pinpoint where I'm going to stay within a good couple miles. If something changes up and you have good cell reception, let somebody know where you're staying for the night. It's really helpful just in case there's emergencies or somebody, you need to get out, or somebody needs to find you. So definitely let somebody know where you're going. Number 5, leave the woods the way you found it. Remember, folks, leave no trace is a very important way of beginning a good, healthy backpacking lifestyle. So you take it out, bring it back out. A lot of places will require you to carry out your poo. So make sure you kind of plan ahead on that and how you're going to take care of that. But other than that, make sure you're burying it at least, 6 to 8 inches, if not further down, and biodegradable wipes. And but make sure you're packing out everything else. So with that said, folks, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. It is a Sunday, the 28th, and you guys have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.